And we're in. Hi everyone, this is Tails199. Sorry if I seem just a little tired. It's been overcast all week long, so that's been much sunlight. And after a few days of complete overcast, I sometimes get a little tired. And plus, I've probably put in like 17 hours or so of animating just throughout this weekend already, trying to get up to a certain point because progress reports tomorrow and I want to be in a good spot. So okay, there's my excuse for the fatigue. But hello Janik, Mulier, Lola Calkins, Maggie, couldn't read that from afar. MN 5102, Shiny, Sonic Fan 104, Tails, YT 894, Andrea Kearney, Medora Hinchcliffe, Aiden Reels, Cammy, Emily the Cat, Princess Brienne, Sonic Fan 104, Moderator Mask. Hello! Hello. I want to try and finish this hack today. I want to get it done. So let's do it. We've only got 2 levels left. It should not be too bad. Dark Forest. I think I gave myself a taste of this last time. Just a taste. I hope my reaction skills won't be below par right now. I'm going to need them to get through this. Alright, we need this for something. Oh no. Can I talk like Sonic?
Oh, you would just be getting a pretty sleepy hedgehog if you ask for that. I'm just exhausted. Let's shoot.
Okay. I've been keeping way too busy. But sometimes when I start getting close to a progress report, if I feel like I haven't done enough, I sort of go into overtime mode, and that is exactly what I've been doing. Exactly that. And let me tell you, it's exhausting when you go into overtime mode. You might not know it, but animating can sort of get to you mentally if you work on it for too long a period of time. It is a mental task, to be sure. But the thing is, I'm about done with the next scene, and I want the scene to be fully completed so that come October, I can start a whole new scene of the episode. Elmo, I don't do an Elmo voice, Sonic Fan 104. I don't do Elmo. Oh, goody, that looks fun. Is episode 5 coming out tomorrow? Not really, no. No. I'm not done with it yet, and I've still got long way to go. Tales That Bond animations are very long, and as such takes a very long time to make. Is Elmo in episode 5? Margarita, I'm not doing a Sesame Street series, I'm doing a Sonic series. They're completely different universes. No, there is no Elmo, and there won't ever be Elmo. Because if I try and incorporate anything from Sesame Street, let's face it, that is probably going to be copyright problems. All the same, I can't imagine Sonic putting Sesame Street on TV. Even with a 2-year-old in the house, that's not something he's gonna think about. Oof. Alright, so I have never gone past that, jumping point. Because it's very hard to position myself there. In this dark, dank, creepy forest. Fitting for the fact that it is almost October, and I'm gonna say it, thank flippin' goodness. I love October. I honestly love October through December. They are my 3 favorite months of the entire year. I always look forward to them. I am very much a seasonal, I'm a holiday person. I love October. I love Halloween. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I just love the general vibe of the time. It's more fun than the rest of the year. And October means spooky season. I love me some spooky season. Oh, I get to be a madman. Well, actually, no. I will probably spend October trying to get away from the madman. And screaming like an 8-year-old boy, as I once was. No, when I was 8, I was a horror wuss. But now I'm just getting in to stuff about my life, aren't I? Let's figure out what you guys feel about the upcoming Halloween season. You guys excited? Elmo's not a public domain character. The thing is, Sonic is sort of a video game character, and using video game characters for animations is generally a lot more lenient than using something based entirely off of a TV show, which usually gets the stricter copyright regarding usage of characters. And Elmo won't be in public domain for dozens of years. The fact is, I know for a fact that Sega doesn't really have issue with usage of Sonic characters to tell stories. As long as you don't like put a paywall or something like that. They are fine with that. I know nothing about how Sesame Street rolls. I don't know. I think it's owned by HBO now, so yeah, that would probably be a mistake. I don't think HBO would take such things nearly as lightly. Bye, Cammy. Power Drill Massacre in October? I never beat it, so that I do plan on playing that at some point in October, and I kind of look forward to it, but at the same time, I absolutely dread going back into that game. Absolutely dreaded. That game is horrifying. I have not played it since because it's just so scary. But October is the time of year to just let yourself get scared. Yeah, October is going to be the month of horror. I will definitely be playing horror games. And you should all watch too, because everyone is entitled to one good scare. Everyone! Alright. Ugh, I don't like that part. Alright. I just want out of the forest. Oh, don't worry, Sonic Fan 104. I know what to do now. Since playing the game, I've watched a few videos. Just get an idea of what I was doing. And I have since gotten the idea that, that basement area I've been into, where everything's just, like, tight labyrinthine corridors, that's the sugar tunnel, and to get the good ending, you don't go down there at all. I didn't realize that at the time, because at the time I thought, oh, this is just another level, now I gotta find the next level. I knew virtually nothing about the Power Drill Massacre when I played it, except for the fact that I saw the trailer and it looked like a creepy slasher game. That was all I knew about it when I first played it. I never even watched anyone else play the Power Drill Massacre. Not a single person. Which is funny because by that point the Power Drill Massacre was 8 years old, and I've seen that Markiplier had a video on it all the way back when, but I didn't watch it because I had the sneaking suspicion one day I'd actually play it, and lo and behold, I did, and one of the scariest things I ever played. One of the absolute scariest things I've ever played. Like, I remember, I ended that stream, one, because I was getting maybe a little too scared, but two, my throat actually hurt from all the screaming I did in that stream. Like, my throat legitimately hurt after playing that game. I'm hoping I'll be able to beat it next time. When I play, I don't have any Crash games, and I don't own a copy of any. The only Spyro games I do own are Season of Ice, Season of Flame, and A New Beginning. In other words, none of the top billing Spyro games. Either way, they're not my favorite franchises in the world. They're not really ones I'm thoroughly invested in. For the most part, I'm not as much of a platformer kind of guy. I like shmups, I like RPGs, I like horror. I love playing Kaizo Mario, but I don't usually pick platformers as my go-to genre of gaming. Yeesh! Will Amy be in episode 5, or that's not for me to say. I don't really want to spoil details of episode 5. I like maintaining some element of mystique and surprise for when it comes out. So I won't say if Amy's in it or not. That's for you to speculate! I almost made it. That might have been the end of the level. I almost made it. But that part is hard. That's like the one part of the level I'll say is actually hard. The rest of this really is not. Play Call of Duty. Oh, Margarita, you don't know me. One of the last games I'd play is Call of Duty. I do not care about Call of Duty at all. If I'm gonna play a first-person shooter, I prefer it be more sci-fi oriented, like Metroid Prime. One of the only FPSs I really play are the Metroid Prime games. Probably because they're not fully first-person shooters, and they play unlike any other first-person shooter because they weren't trying to be like other first-person shooters. They were trying to be a Metroid game in 3D. Of psyching myself out like that? Like what? The Power Drill Massacre? Have you never played a horror game? You know what it's like to immerse yourself, make it feel like you're really there, not knowing what's going to happen? Horror games play on the fear of the unknown, admins airdrops. They play on the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen, and you're just waiting for something to happen, and you know it's going to be something horrible. Not to mention, the Power Drill Massacre really plays with sensory overload, and it could get anyone into a panic. Not to mention, it's just so sudden. And then there's the fear of losing everything you've ever done. If you die in that game, you're starting all over again. Plus, it just looks scary, it sounds scary, it is scary. It's scary. That's it. It's just scary. Don't forget, before movies came around, people used to get terrified just from reading books. Like, you read Bram Stoker's Dracula back in 1902, you would have been terrified. You probably would have had trouble sleeping at night because you just would have had nightmares of the ghoulish, horrific stuff that was being described in the texts. The thing is, the brain is a very powerful tool, and it will create that feeling of unease. We don't have control over that. The only thing we could do is try and desensitize ourselves. But the fact is, it's just the brain at work. They don't scare because it's all made up? Then I'm so sorry that you'll never be able to have fun with a horror game, because the fun of a horror game is to get scared. If you just don't allow yourself to get scared, there's almost no point in playing a horror game, really. Oh, I'm not really interested in FNAF-styled games either. I don't really like it when a horror game doesn't actually let you explore the region you're in. The idea of just being in one spot the entire time doesn't really, excite me that much. Well, in a sense, there's always moments where we don't have control over our emotions. Like, if you were actually being chased by this masked killer with a power drill, squealing like a pig as it chases after you, you're not going to be able to control your emotions. You're going to freaking panic. You're going to start crying. Snot's going to be dripping out of your nose. You can't control that. Come on. Have I ever played FNAF? Nope, just because it never looked like the kind of horror game that would interest me. You stand in one spot, you push buttons to keep things from getting into the room you're in. I prefer horror games where you have to, like, explore, push yourself into the horror. You know, like those kind of moments where you watch a movie and you're like, no, don't go in that room, but you're playing the game, so you have no choice but to go in that scary room where you'll probably find a mutilated corpse and some kind of a monster creeping in the shadows that you don't entirely know where it is, but you have no choice but to explore. I like horror games that make you do that kind of thing. Make you explore the areas you otherwise wouldn't believe is a foolish decision. That part is brutally difficult. Friends in the military? Well, guess what? Even then, they are going to show signs of fear. Just because you're in the military does not mean you are fearless. I can guarantee you, they're still scared. And if things get bad enough, eventually anyone can crack under pressure. Some people may have higher tolerance than others, but it sounds like you're starting to blame people for getting too emotionally tied up. That's kind of a careless thing to think, don't you think? Oh, ugh, darn it. They execute the mission, but when they get out of the military, then there's usually the PTSD, and then their emotions are somewhat controlling them then. It might not get them then, but it gets them in the end. Otherwise, there will not be PTSD. Sometimes emotions are involuntary. No matter how strong-minded you are, eventually, that's going to happen. Eventually. And if you believe that can't happen, then I don't know if you think the same way as most other people. No one is able to fully control their emotions 100% of the time. That's just human nature. And sometimes it's sort of an instinctual thing from generations past as a survival tactic. Because sometimes our emotions, while they could get us into trouble sometimes, other times, they are the reason we get out of trouble. Also, we really shouldn't be comparing a horror game to military work. Completely different things. Horror games are in relative safety. Alright, I'm going to admit, admin, now you kind of scare me. Makes it seem like you have no emotions, and that worries me. A person who doesn't have emotions could be a very dangerous person. It's not good to just act like all emotions are bad. Is it bad to be happy? There's more? Oh, goodness. I thought the end was gonna be right after those Koopas. Whew. This level alone's gonna take probably an hour. Everything works on emotions. Animals work on emotions too. Maybe not at as complex of a level, but they still run on emotions. Wild animals run on emotions. It's how they're able to sense danger and try and stay away from it if they know it's something they cannot handle. Why? Because sometimes people want a safe kind of fear, something that sort of creates an exhilarating rush. Sometimes, if you're not in danger, it's fun to get scared. And sometimes, our mind just conjures up things, and we don't always have control over that, because many times it is within the subconscious. And if the subconscious gets afraid, then the emotions come into play. It's all about immersion, putting yourself in the environment. And honestly, the Power Drill Massacre feels like something that could be very real. Are you saying I shouldn't get scared at horror games? I shouldn't feel the one thing that a horror game is trying to convey? If that's the case, I think you don't quite understand the horror market. Oh, see ya, Shiny. I hope I beat it too. Wonder how long this level is. I honestly thought this one would be a very short level, but that doesn't quite... I don't like that part. I really don't like that part. Whew. Whew. Poppy playtime. That doesn't look as interesting either. It's just another one of those things that tries to make something horrifying out of something childlike. Not as engaging to me. Oh my gosh, now what? Oh, shoot, I think I know what I have to do. And I don't like it. Check! Point! No! Darn it! Another thing about the emotion of fear is that is an emotion that will heighten your senses. If you're in a very dangerous situation, that fear is going to make sure you don't do something too brash and reckless in a controlled mind that you would otherwise fail to do. If you didn't feel fear, say in the military, you would probably just rush into something that would just get you killed because the fear will allow you to assess the danger of the situation. That is still emotions in play. But one of the things that scares me the most is the Servant Brute from Amnesia: The Dark Descent. That thing still terrifies me to this day. That part's also terrifying because it is near impossible to do right. Oh, checkpoint. That means there's still a second half to this level. Oh my gosh. A whole second half. It better be easier than this first half. It's not, but it simulates it, and sometimes you do things convincing enough, you can get the mind running just based off of that simulation. Again, fear of the unknown is fear of the unknown. It doesn't matter how it's being used. If fear of the unknown is there, it can still work. It's sort of a psychological effect. I don't think it's that hard to understand. You act like you've never met a person that's been scared in a work of fiction. Or wants to be, for that matter. Like, you don't go to a horror movie to watch a comedy. You go to a horror movie to watch something that will hopefully scare ya. Plus, sometimes it's just relatability with the characters. You don't want to see anything happen to them, so then you start to fear for their safety, and that generates the fear so that when something happens, you react too. And in a game, it's all about imagining yourself in that position, creating the feeling that what you're doing is almost real. People have always had the habit of reacting to fiction like that. It's basically the same as relating to someone in real life. We can objectify that into fiction and get similar feelings. Well, Admin, maybe you just have a higher tolerance, but don't think everyone in the world has that same tolerance. If everyone did, we would all be carbon cutouts. The same person. The fact is, everyone works differently, and what won't scare one person will scare another. And some people may have had different circumstances of life that changes the way they think things. Some people might feel strong and powerful and think they don't have to worry about anything, while other people might have suffered something horrific that makes them fear something for the rest of their life. Some things can make things seem much larger than life, and it makes things seem worse. Some people can just make the best out of everything and just find peace in whatever happens. No one has the same experience. And as for me, I tend to find the feeling of fear somewhat relatable, so it's easy to convey towards me. Like, for instance, some people will probably think paranormal activity is one of the scariest things they could witness, and I'll just yawn through the entire thing because I don't see how it is scary. Oh, are you gonna be this kind of person, admin? This conversation is starting to get a little exhausting. But the fact is, most people get afraid. A lot of people get afraid of horror media. There's some that don't, but there's plenty that do. To act like it's silly to get afraid of is a silly thought in itself. Because then... Okay, I need to concentrate here, so I need to shut up. Okay, come on. I hate this! Parallel universe and multiverse. Don't know. Don't know whatsoever. But for a lot of people, you just throw something that looks or feels scary, they're going to get scared, even if it is in safety. And I think a good part of that just has to play with imagination. Imaginations can run wild. It can let us fear things that we know aren't so. And sometimes someone finds something somewhat personally relatable to it. And then they cling to that when dealing with the thing, and then fear happens. Fear is basically caused by anything that can create a feeling of discomfort. And many times, the unknown is discomforting. Whoops. I've been at this level for half an hour today. I still haven't passed it. What if I can't beat this? I'm gonna be very upset. Chased by a power drill monster? No, but I could very easily imagine myself, and it's not a monster, it's a human being in the game. It's not a monster, it's just a demented, crazy person with a power drill that appears to run so fast, I know for a fact in real life I would not be able to outrun. And that is scary to me. That is terrifying. I can easily project myself into that scenario. Easily. Thankfully, I've never been chased by a killer in my life. But I know for a fact that that happened, I'd react exactly the way I do just playing a game about it. I'd run screaming. And then I will die because I am not fast enough to outrun a killer so fast. I've most certainly been paranoid about such things in my life before, even when I've had little reason to be, because my mind just makes me think there's something behind me sometimes. Like, after I watched the 2018 Halloween film, throughout the rest of that month, I was paranoid to walk outside alone at night because I felt like I might be watched. You can't do that in the game. There's no way to fight. I guess you can't imagine yourself in the perspective of someone else who maybe might not have that response. If you don't have that relatability, then you lose the emotional impact. You need to be able to relate many times for the feelings to truly stick. It's why we're taught in school to put ourselves in each other's shoes, so that we can understand, relate, connect, and feel. Losing that is how we get cutthroat CEOs that will just let go of anyone for a pay bonus. And that's not something we want to lose, because we don't want to become that. Yes, but I honestly can't imagine doing it fearlessly, because it's still your life on the line. Even if you fight back, you're gonna be scared even if you don't show it, because you know one screw up, you're gonna suffer a nasty, bloody, painful, excruciating death. You can't tell me you wouldn't be scared even if you fought back. Especially if someone is much physically faster and stronger than you. Even so-called fearless leaders, I'm sure, are still plenty afraid. They just try not to show it. They control it, but they still feel it. Like, have you ever watched Alien? The captain in that movie tries to control his emotions to try and do what he feels is right, but in reality, he's still flippin' terrified. He's still terrified. And that feeling lingers as he nears his death. It's when you realize there's a chance that something beyond your control may happen, something you have very little chance of getting through. No matter how you take it, you're still scared, even if you tell yourself you're not. There can still be bravery in that, fighting through no matter how scared you feel, but the fact is, even if you're brave, you can still be scared. Can I really what? Can you really what? Okay. Concentrate. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? Oh my gosh. This won't end. Right now, I fear I might not finish this level today. And that everything will be for naught. Well, the fact is, I know for a fact I wouldn't be that kind of person. And I would still think no matter how someone does things, even if they do what seems like the bravest thing imaginable, I have no shadow of a doubt that they had at least a sliver of fear doing it. Because I believe fear is just a natural instinct of all living beings as a sort of survival mechanism. Do you not think that's possible? To do something that seems fearless while still being in fear? I think it's most certainly the case. Where'd you come from? Like, and I can understand someone would try and fight a killer, but I can't imagine they'd do it without at least a modicum of fear. That I can't imagine. And I would feel like anyone that says they don't have any fear is probably just really good at convincing themselves otherwise. Some people are much better at controlling it than others, but I still think it's always there in any given bad-looking scenario. And that some people take it worse than others, and some people are able to convey the feeling in fiction more than others. I can understand not being scared of a game, but acting like it's silly to be scared of something fiction, I think it sort of just misunderstands how the mind works generally. That some people, no matter what, no matter how much they can convince themselves it isn't real, still can't help but feel unnerved by the setup of it all. These games many times are made to play on the human mind and trick them into being afraid. That's always what they're trying. And some people fall into that more easily than others. Well, that's personally what I think. No matter what, I'm sure anyone for a split second might at least think to run away. At least for a split second. Especially if they know things are going terribly wrong. It's not always a bad thing to retreat. Like, you've never heard of a commander suddenly saying to retreat after things go really bad in fear that if they stay, it's only going to get worse? I think everyone has that thought for at least a split second. I mean, there's plenty of animals that do that kind of thing. They feel it's too dangerous, they run. And sometimes people can only get the urge to fight when there is no other alternative. When it's do or die. Then it becomes a little more common. For me, that would have to be pushed into like a last resort thing. I would run until I literally couldn't anymore. And then, if I had to fight, I guess I would. I don't think I'd be very good at it, but no one knows what could happen. Some try to fight immediately, some try to run immediately. But I think for at least a split second, personally, everyone has that feeling. At least a split second, no matter who you are. That is my personal belief. Maybe I have a little bias, but generals retreat crying, maybe not crying their eyes out, but a lot of people would. I think more people would be like that than a general. To be a general, you have to prove that you can somewhat maintain composure. But I think a lot of people probably couldn't do that. Especially these days where needing that seems to be a little less frequent. Hello, Snaky Jakey. I mean, be honest. What percentage of people in the world do you think would be able to be this hard-stouted general that can maintain their composure? But even then, a general would generally have to know when retreating is the best option, because sometimes that's the only way to not lose the entire fight. Alright then. Like, I'm pretty sure during the Revolutionary War, there were many times where we ran to live another day. So that things wouldn't just end right then and now. And of course, just because people are in the military doesn't mean they aren't afraid. Even when you go in guns a-blazing, there's always that fear of what can happen. And I'm pretty sure right before stepping into the action, there is the fear of that possibility, because it is very much a real possibility. What about 2%, Snaky Jakey? Whoops. Well, I know what I have to do here. I am sorry if this conversation is making anyone here uncomfortable. We have hit a rather passionate conversation today. Okay, admin, at this point, I think we should just live and let live. Clearly, we have different viewpoints, and I'm not sure if this live stream is going to be the best place to permanently settle this. Like, I have to, like, half focus on the game and half think of my thoughts at the same time, so... I'm willing to leave things where they are right now, are you? Right now, all I know is spooky season's coming up, and I definitely want to scare myself. Do you ever like trying to scare yourself during the month of October? Just like a fun kind of way? That's what I do with horror games, and I am the kind of person that can get scared by horror games. I'm glad I'm the kind of person that can get scared by horror games, because it's turned the horror genre into one of my sort of favorite genres of games. Why didn't you pick up the show? I mean, to this day, I think I'm actually still kind of scared of the original Halloween. For me, the kind of horror that can go into the original Halloween does, for me personally, feel like a somewhat personal fear. Something that could happen. And sometimes... I think might happen. I can't help it sometimes. Hi, Modern Tales. Tales! Do you ever watch horror movies just for the fun of it, at least? Sometimes I just like to watch slasher movies just to see the creative kill scenes and think of how they did it. Because I think that kind of makeup process is sometimes an underappreciated art form. It's an art form to try and make bloody creative kills look authentic. And sometimes I just think it looks cool. Not always scary, but I like looking at that kind of stuff sometimes just to envision how they did it. Maybe that makes me a little insane. Does that make me insane? Oh, thank you, Mukinato, and hello to you, too. I'm still in this level! I thought I'd be at the final level by now, but no, this is hard. I'm just so excited that it is almost October. Do I have some mints? Not at the moment, Tails. I'm sorry. I don't have any at the moment. I'd have to buy some. $3.48. And still in this forest. How do I plan this? Anyways, that's sort of my plan for October. I'm going to take a break on the regular content live streams and focus weekends on specifically streaming horror games during the nights. To celebrate the spirit of the Halloween season. And I will pretty much be rewatching the Halloween franchise during the month, because that is my favorite film franchise. Even with its flaws. I'll be watching all except the Rob Zombie films. I rarely watch those movies because I don't like Rob Zombie's style of filmmaking. They annoy me. And I do not like the Rob Zombie Halloween films. I rewatched them last year just to see if my stance has changed. It really hasn't. I don't like the way Rob Zombie writes his characters. I don't like the reliance on the shaky cam. I think they're a little too over the top overall. Don't find many of the characters too likable. Do I still do Sonic videos? I've been working on episode 5 since like June, I think. Is there one you just enjoy? Some people do just watch horror movies for the fun of it, even if they're not scared. Maybe you remember a horror movie that might have scared you when you were a kid. Like John Carpenter was, I believe, terrified of the original The Thing. And then he ended up making a remake afterwards because he just loves the movie. Another Tales? I wonder how long this second half is. I would like to see the end someday. No, episode 5 will not come out tomorrow. I'm not done yet. And there's a lot of work that still has to be done to get it done. I know for a fact I don't want to lose the mushroom. Pikmin. Pikmin didn't scare me as a kid. Not Pikmin. I wasn't very good at the game, but I wasn't scared. I was terrified of the Haunted Mansion video game on the PlayStation 2 when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I wasn't scared of the first section of the game, but then the Banshee ghost gets introduced. She calls your name from the other side of the hallway, and I was like, nope, I don't want to play anymore. And to this day, I still get scared by certain horror games, sort of in the hope that I won't ever really lose the thrill of getting scared from a horror game, because to me, getting scared from a horror game is a lot of fun. There are some days where I worry that I might have gotten too dulled out by horror and it doesn't scare me anymore, but then I'll find something else that just reminds me, no, I'm not scared, I just have to play some new ones that I haven't played. And then sometimes if I forget if I'm scared of a game or not, I'll just play another Amnesia custom story and realize, oh no, I'm still scared. I am still scared. The first time I played Amnesia The Dark Descent was in 2017. I was in high school at the time. No game has ever scared me as much before playing that game, so I think I still have a little left over personal fear with that game from when I was in high school. It hasn't completely gone away. That game still scares me. I remember the first time I played that game, I would sometimes spend 20 minutes just standing in one spot because I was too scared to go anywhere. It was so dark. It looked so creepy. I was worried there'd be something at every turn. So I'd sometimes wait 20 minutes. I would take a couple steps. I'd wait another 20 minutes. I would take a couple more steps. And then a monster would show up and I'd just hide for like 20 minutes before going out because I wasn't sure how safe I felt. Have I played point-and-click games? Very rarely. When I was a kid, my grandmother had 2 point-and-click Scooby-Doo games on her computer. And I have played the Clock Tower games, of which the first 3 play as a point-and-click game, but it was for consoles, so not entirely the same. In terms of traditional point-and-click games, not really. This is too much. Can I just grab the shell? Horror games aren't that scary. Last time I was so brave that I fell from my chair because a monster... Because a monster what? can't do this. Something just feels off about this section. This level's hard. I've been at this for almost an hour already. Help me out. Okay. There's only 2 levels, I say. It shouldn't take that long, I say. Oh, the one time I get it right, I'm delayed. The one time I get it right, I'm delayed. Because I just don't expect to actually get it anymore. And then lo and behold, I get it, but I wasn't quite ready. Why'd it go over there? That's not right. The Dreamcast have point-and-click games? I'm not too familiar with the Dreamcast library, but there's a point-and-click Dreamcast game? Oh, I have also played Shadowgate on the NES. Sort of had a horror aesthetic, but it's not entirely a horror game. It's just got the aesthetic of a somewhat horror game. It did have good atmosphere for an NES game. Great atmosphere. Well, that was a little better. Anyone think the final level will be easier than this one? Anyone think that might be the case? Please, I need confidence that I can actually finish this game today. I thought this stream would only take at most an hour and I'd be done. I still have 1 more level after this. Now that's scary. Who knows how horrific the next level will be? I can't react fast enough. I just keep thinking, nope, I'm not gonna get it. I'm just gonna miss the shell. Oh, thank you! Stupid invaders. Is that... It doesn't sound like it's supposed to be scary, but I don't know. What do I know? What paper tales? The final castle. Well, it didn't take an hour, it's only 3:59, so yay! Less than an hour! Just barely! Let's just do the final castle. I need to get this done. Here we go. Is this gonna be a 5-room castle? Ah! Well, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Alright, let's spin jump. That went well. I hope I don't have to do all the rooms at once, or this might take a while. Disco shell. I missed! Sonic, why'd you break Tails' important paper? What? I don't know what the paper is, but Sonic, why would you do that? It's fine. It's only the final level. There's nothing else after this level. I can do it. Oh no, that was bad. That was really bad. Oh, I also never mentioned, for some reason, I can't set the live chat to all messages on my phone still, so it's set to top messages, so I don't know if there's any, comments from you guys that I cannot see. That's better. Oh, thanks, Arya. Oh. Careful, Tails. You do revenge, he might do revenge too, and then it'll be an endless brotherly cycle of revenge. He might get you ensnared by the tickle monster if you steal his last chili dog. Okay. Oh, what's this? No, really, what is this? Okay. It's not as complex as it looks. Oh no! I didn't see that coming. Oh well, time to do it again. Ow. Aren't these windows on the background lovely? I think they look birdy. Oh gosh, that didn't work. Oh. Oh no. Okay, we can do it. We cannot do it. It's just one level. How bad can it be? Oh shoot. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Don't land on the right side of the disco shell on the first jump. It's not going to get any easier. There we go. Perfect. All right. Oh, why would Sonic mess with that? Oh man. I knew that would happen. All right. Maybe that part's a little harder than it looks. Ow. Whoops, I forgot to regrab. Well, can you remember what kind of upgrades you were gonna make to the tornado? You might not be able to get a perfect sketch, but maybe you can make a revision of it or something. Tails gets grounded. Why would you want that? Help me out here. Heaven to Betsy. Okay, good. Very good. Here we go again. I'm just too close. I'm just too close. Just way too close. Gotta get farther. I just don't want to accidentally despawn the other shell while it's bouncing around. There we go. What happened there? Whew. Very nice. That's exactly how I wanted that to happen. Alright, I'm getting pretty good up to till this point. Then it gets real lousy. Oh, come on! Maybe I can jump back on there. So close. Woo! 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 Bad skill alarm. I have bad skill. Oh no, not that way! Whew. I need to itch. Oh no, what happened? Oh, come on! Why can't I do this? Why is it so hard? I feel like that shouldn't be hard. I feel like it should be pretty easy, but no. I'm just failing miserably every time I get there. Nice save. Of all the ways I could have failed, that was the stupidest. At least I know I can do it now. Why would Sonic break something? That doesn't seem like him to break something of yours like that. Is he having a bad day? I love Tails' voice. Who voices?
Who voices? What do you mean by that? What?
Gee.
I wonder who? Do you have any ideas yet?
It doesn't feel as hard as the previous level. It's really just that one shell part for the most part. Even this disco shell part's much easier than the one in the previous level. Oh. There we go! I did a room. Now I hope if I die I start here instead. Oh, this looks fun. I don't think I have to take it with me. Oh, fudge. Well, we're gonna find out. Oh, generosity. I just started in this room. Thank goodness. Oh, this is different. That's probably the way it was meant to be done. That part. I think they just formatted themselves a little differently last time. Alright. Oh, what? How did I mess that up? Oh, gosh. They are moving differently every single time. I guess they don't quite sync a certain way. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. It's not that hard. So I say. Oh, well, I think Sonic does break things. He deals with Eggman all the time. Careful. There we go. Now it's easier. And look at that, it's a double shell jump. Okay. Hopefully I still remember how to do this. Hopefully I can reset it. I said, hopefully I can reset it. Alright, it should be fine. There we go, I reset it. That's not funny. That's not funny. I know I can do double shell jumps, but I guess I got too nervous that time. Margarita, why in the world would you ever mention that? That's just gross. Get that out of there. Malcolm Wolf, what was my favorite part of Tails' Not So Good Morning? What is my favorite part of that? I don't quite remember at the moment. Yeah, if I do this, then I just have as many tries as I want, so I do that. It makes it easier. Alright, let's do it right this time. Not quite right. This is too close to the wall. Can I have a hug? Hug! You always deserve getting a hug. Hug! Hug, hug. Hug. You always deserve hugs. Oh, jeez. That's not good. Surprise sleepover? My favorite part was when Sonic did the big bad wolf impression. As for the not-so-good morning one, I guess it was just the bit where Sonic was trying to wake Tails up. There we go! Ooh, boss door! This is the end! Can I spin jump on you? No, I cannot spin jump on you. I actually have to avoid you.
A hug? I have to do hugs? You know, my arms are not the best for this.
Tails' first pumpkin? That one's not quite my animation. What is the best way to go through with this? I guess like that. What do I do here? What the? What the heck? Oh, okay, I see now. I see what I have to do now. This is a pretty cool boss fight, actually. There. Okay, I know what to do. You have to get him to hit a wall once he goes into shell form. Gotcha. Just gotta be careful about it. It seems like he goes faster left when in shell form. Oh man, that's tight. And 3 is not the lucky number. What is then? Okay, what was that? How many hits do you take? That's 5 hits. Oh boy. 6! This just keeps going. 7! 7 hits. There we go, 8. Jeez. Well, okay. I think I just won. It's done. This took longer than I thought it would. Mostly because of that forest level. That forest level was hard. Oh. Thank you. Oh, it ends with Mario getting hurt. Marvelous. Congratulations! You came to the end of your challenge. Now enjoy the deserved credit. 2020 Isaku Adriel. It's been a long time since I haven't seen it since it came out. I honestly don't remember. And it's just the credits. We have done it. Alright, Lucas Fidelis. So, that's the hack! This got pretty tricky at the end, I must say. But I have now completed 3 dozen Kaizo hacks. And in good timing, too. Because I plan to put Mushroom Kingdom Fusion and Kaizo Mario hacks on pause for the month of October so that I can focus on playing horror games during the nights. I'm gonna be trying for Saturday and Sunday nights. I believe I'll have other plans Columbus Day weekend, so I won't be able to do anything then, but I should be able to do horror games on all the other weekends. So I'm just gonna close that up, and yeah. So October, I want to focus on horror games. Saturday and Sunday nights, I'll probably stream maybe around 6 or 7 p.m. on those nights from my time zone. Probably. It gets dark relatively early nowadays, so yeah. So next weekend, you'll be seeing some streams for some horror games. What fun, horror games. I do hope you guys will come and join. It is October. It will be the time to get scared and spooked. Maybe we'll scream together at something. I don't know if I should say what it is I want to stream first, but I already know what I'm going to stream first. And it'll be a bit of a nostalgia ride for me. It's something that got updated not too long ago, but is already over a decade old. Yes, Tails, horror games. Unlike you, I enjoy the horror of getting scared. I enjoy it. Join the stream if you dare. Anyways, I think I'm just going to end it right there. It's probably not that scary. Maybe not for you, but there might still be a little something left for me, and that's what I hope, because I think it'll be more fun to watch me get scared at a horror game than watch me go, oh, look at a horror game. But if you want to see this random person here get scared and scream and probably look stupid, come join. You might have a good time. But I'm going to go for now. This has been TailsFan 109. I hope you have enjoyed. I'm glad to have gotten this one done before October. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.